Good morning, everybody. It's almost about 6:40 here on Monday morning, August 15th. And as of today, a lot of the kids in this region, Central Valley, Northern Central Valley, Southern Central Valley region, are going back to school officially. I can't say about Northern or South Central California, but still, all the kids in this region are going back to school. Thank God. Well, maybe I shouldn't be thanking God, just yet, because later on this week, maybe even starting tomorrow, we're going to end up getting my nephew for at least 3 days. And the reason I say that, ladies and gentlemen, is because my nephew's going back to school, which is a good thing, so he won't be as hyperactive. But it's also because his parents are going out of town for my sister's birthday. So, go figure. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about SummerSlam itself. Now, even though I didn't watch SummerSlam last night, you see, my plan last night was to try to order it before I left. See, I went to my niece's surprise party. We threw a surprise party for her. And my initial thought was to record it, but because I had so much to do. I mean, what I was doing, ladies and gentlemen, was basically I was gathering up a lot of these old pictures, family pictures, because she wanted some family pictures and stuff for herself. So anyway, I'm trying to figure all these out, and I can't do them. But anyway, so I didn't have enough time to get on the phone or anything, or get the remote and record. That was my fault. But still, I am going to watch it. But I'm not going to order the replay. Because my thought is, if I'm going to watch it and order it, I'm going to order and watch it live. But what I am doing, I don't know if you can see it, I am downloading it as we speak. Sorry. And even though it's going to be in 2 parts of an AVI, it's better than nothing. But anyway, let's talk about SummerSlam for a moment. Now, like we said, we all figured it was probably going to have at least 6 matches. The 5th match was announced on SmackDown. A surprise opening match was given last night, which was a 6-man tag. Now you had Ray, Morrison. You had Ray, Morrison, and Kofi on one side, and on the other side you had Miz, Truth, and Del Rio. Now, of course, the babyface team wins the match for the team. Ray wins it, and I guess builds up his momentum for his supposedly WWE Championship match tonight on Raw. Now, the reason I say supposedly is because one of the highlights of the night was the fact that we'd not had one, from what I read and heard, but 2 WWE title changes. One, of course, well, I'll get into that in a moment. Now, the other matches that they talked about as well, if I can find them here. Now, apparently, Mark Henry beat Sheamus by countout. So either this feud's going to continue, or Mark Henry finally going to get that shot at being the world champion. We don't know. But by countout, so... Anyway, the next match was Kelly Kelly and Beth Phoenix. Now Kelly, believe it or not, beat Beth Phoenix in the match. She did. Now, a lot of people are arguing why Kelly would do this. Why Kelly would win when you're building up Beth as a monstrous diva. As one that's cheered, but is supposed to be a heel. No one really knows. I'll tell you why. I said it before in my predictions, I think I did. it was kind of 50-50 with Kelly. I mean, as much as you want to have Beth as champion, Kelly is the new face of the company when it comes to the Divas division. Kelly is this generation's Trish Stratus, this generation's Lita, this generation's Alundra Blaze, this generation's Wendy Richter. That's what Kelly is. She is this generation's version of the face of the Divas division. That's what she is. Now, according to what it says here, according to this report here, after Kelly reversed a glam slam into a roll-up, her and Eve bailed from the ring. In other words, they got the heck out of there as quickly as they could because they realized maybe they just made a huge mistake by pissing off the Glamazon. I don't know. But then again, Beth losing to Kelly and then them bailing makes you think perhaps there's something going on that might involve Beth in the whole CM Punk deal. But I'll get into that in a moment. Then you had Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett. Now, Wade Barrett beat Daniel Bryan in what many consider as a decent match, probably one of the best matches of the night. But the only thing people are always questioning is why you have Daniel Bryan suddenly job out to the likes of Del Rio and now Barrett. What's the deal? Why have him job out? Well, I'll tell you why. It's either one, to build him up. You see, I've seen this before with Money in the Bank. I hate to say it, I have seen it before. I have seen it before with the Money in the Bank deal. Remember Miz last year? They had him lose. He was the Money in the Bank, but he lost several times until finally he cashed in and became WWE Champion and had a 5-month reign. The following, possibly the same formula with Daniel Bryan. Have him lose up until, have him kind of like go mediocre, have him kind of be mediocre at best, kind of lose and win, kind of like go back and forth if you will, until finally WrestleMania comes around and he becomes champion. Now, they may decide, you know what, let's have Daniel Bryan not wait till WrestleMania. Let's have him prove he's worthy of being champion right now. I don't know. But that's the way I look at it. It looks like they're using a more extended version of the formula for Daniel Bryan. Yeah, you put Wade Barrett over, that's fine. You put him over as a legitimate main eventer. But the way I look at it, again, what you're doing is you're putting, is either, I mean, it's going to be either two things. They're either using the same formula they used with Miz on Daniel Bryan, and that's have him lose for a while, win some matches, then lose again, and then finally cash in and become champion. Or, as they said on the Off the Rope show, possibly have him drop it in a Money in the Bank briefcase match to the likes of, say, a Wade Barrett. I don't know. Anyway, the next match was the World Heavyweight Championship No Holds Barred match. Now, Christian said he had a competitive edge, and surprise, surprise, who was he talking about? None other than Edge. Edge came out, said it was great to be back and stuff, but then said according to many reports and many reviews, said that even though he had done some horrendous things in his career, that at least he never whined and complained like a little bitch, like Christian's been doing. In fact, I think that's what they say. Well, however, according to this report here, it says he did think it was unfair that Christian had to defend his world championship after he won it 5 days later. But then Christian started complaining about it every week for months. He said Christian finally won back the title, but he did it via DQ win. And this is what I was talking about. He says, Edge, this is what, according to his report, this is what Edge said. Edge said he has done his share of horrendous, terrible things here, but he always did it with style. Which is true. he always did it with style. Like when Edge became champion, I don't remember one time, not one time, that he ever won it on a DQ. He won it Money in the Bank wise twice. He won it in ladder matches. You know, he won it with some interference and all that, but he never won it on a DQ. And then he says, and Edge, according to his report, says he wasn't born and didn't hide behind lawyers or suits. And then of course he also quotes, and this is another thing Edge said last night, he rubbed his head and said somewhere along the line, Christian became a disgrace of himself. He says, basically he's telling Christian, hey look, you're better than this. You're better than being somebody that whines and complains like a little bitch. You're better than someone that puts in a stipulation, hey, if Randy Orton gets DQ'd, I become champion. And then after saying stuff like that, he throws down the mic and leaves the ring. Now Christian, obviously upset about that, threw a fit in the ring. So basically we end up having the match finally. And according to many, it's a decent no-holds-barred match. And in the end, Randy Orton does regain the World Heavyweight Championship. Now unfortunately, to some, even though they've had some decent matches, that means we may get another Christian versus Randy Orton match. Now according to what they said here, according to what this Cardwell says here, he says that this is possibly, according to WWE pre-show, you know, that free-for-all, that this is possibly the last encounter between Christian and Orton. We'll see. Now we have the WWE Championship Match. And championship match, which lasted almost about 25 minutes. Back and forth action. Everybody said it was good. Everybody was kind of shocked that Triple H didn't really get involved except for being the referee. And he said he wouldn't make a mistake, and he did. He did end up making a mistake by counting the 3 count after Cena's foot was on the ropes, and then declaring CM Punk the undisputed champion. But then, here's what I was talking about earlier with Alberto Del Rio. Kevin Nash, some kind of a rumble is heard in the, in the background. Kevin Nash appears out of nowhere, clotheslines and jackknife powerbombs CM Punk. Then Alberto Del Rio, after Kevin Nash leaves through the crowd, his music hits, comes in, cashes in Money in the Bank, hits an enziguri, and in 8 seconds becomes the new WWE champion. So Alberto Del Rio, thanks to Kevin Nash, is the new WWE champion. Now, what is going on here? A lot of people want to know. What is the deal? Just checking my time there. Everybody wants to know what's the deal, what's going on. Well, there's many possibilities. Some have assumed that this is something that, Triple H, being known as the Cerebral Assassin, has done. That Triple H has outsmarted CM Punk by having him not only win, but having him get powerbombed by Kevin Nash. Now, if that's the fact, and if that's the case, the Punk Triple H feud now officially begins. If it's something to do with Del Rio now hiring Kevin Nash as, let's say, a bodyguard, then so be it. Or if it's something to do with Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon and Stephanie, because Stephanie, believe it or not, Stephanie McMahon did show up last night for the first time in a while. So if it involved her in some way, it involved her, but who knows? I guess we won't really get any answers or questions until tonight on Monday Night Raw. But the thing is, Alberto Del Rio is the new champion, so what does this do now for Rey Mysterio? When I say supposedly supposed to get his title match, he's supposed to face Punk or Cena tonight for the championship, but will he still get his championship match, and will it be against Alberto? If he does get his championship and it's against Alberto, and it's in San Diego, I think we all know what might happen. But then again, maybe not. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on SummerSlam. Now, I haven't really watched it. Now, I know this may have sounded like a review, and probably in some ways it was, but I haven't watched it. I will give you a full detailed thought on it after I see some of it. But I will say this about SummerSlam. If it's doing what it's got to do to build up to a Triple H Punk feud, so be it. But we all know that Cena is supposed to have the championship possibly before WrestleMania, so we'll see what happens there. But Kevin Nash's involvement, I guess, really caught everybody by surprise. We don't know what's going on there. Possibly, like I said, it's a different kind. It goes different ways. You know, Hunter could be involved with it, basically outsmarting CM Punk. Vince and Laurinaitis can be involved with it. Stephanie, maybe. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. So that's all I'm going to say on SummerSlam 2011. Those are just my thoughts on some of the matches. Not a technically a bit of a review, but if it was a review, I would talk about how the match was. But these are just my thoughts. Again, I don't know what's going on here with the whole thing with Kevin Nash and all that being involved. I do know this though. Like I said about the Divas division, the reason Kelly won is she's supposed to be the new face of the Divas division. She's supposed to be the Trish Stratus, the Lita, the Alundra Blaze, the Wendy Richter of this generation's Divas. So, and the Wade Barrett, Daniel Bryan situation, well, Daniel Bryan, like I said, they may be following the same formula as The Miz. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. And really, that's all I'm going to say on SummerSlam. That's all I'm going to say. I thank you all for watching. Comment down below if you like, and I'll talk to you all later.